PP dollar rate. Some call it 16, some call it 15. No, NDC dollar rate.
We ended at 14.
Okay, no, they do year on year, November to November.
Yeah, 14.
No, November to November, not when you ended.
No, you are talking about average.
No,
and that's not what we do.
Year on year, November.
No, you are talking about year on year.
Yeah, that's what they are saying. That last year November compared to this year November.
You don't do that comparison. For exchange rate, you do it at the time.
So month on month.
Yes.
Okay,
or
fair
even
enough.
Day on day.
Okay, so you said you ended January.
Yes.
January, you said you ended on 14.
Yeah.
Now the dollar is 10.
It's 11.
Well,
10.9.
Bank of Ghana is publishing 10.9. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
11.
So any cursory look at these figures will suggest that the NDC management of the economy was better than the MPP management of the economy. They also put up another indicator, inflation. At the time you were leaving, over 20%. Currently, single digits, something around 8%. First time it's happened since the old NDC administration of Professor Mills in 2009.
Single digit.
Single digits, at 8. Single digits, 8. There have been single digit 9, I think, during Foyata's early times, and perhaps 10. But this is single digit 8, coming from 20. Now, these indicators are clear to anyone that surely the NDC administration must be performing better than the MPP administration. You were the last Minister of Finance of the last MPP government. Do you get embarrassed when you look at these figures?
I hope you take your time and listen to me.
We have all the time.
No interruption.
We have all the time.
Okay. So first of all, let's look at the forex, the exchange rate. When the cedi is strong, it's good for us, but it's good for importers. It's bad for exporters because Ghana's exports become more expensive globally. The demand for it then goes down, which means that growth will be affected, jobs will not be created because our exports are produced in Ghana. So we need to have that context in mind. And this is why it's always important to balance it. Balance your intervention such that both importers and exporters, none of them gets worse off. That is fundamental. Number two, if you look at the level of intervention by the Bank of Ghana now, I even expect the rate to be 8 or below 8 cedis to $1. Why do I say that? Under the IMF program, and even before then, by 2022, our international reserves had gone down to less than 2 months of import cover. The decent one would be 3 months of import cover, but you could go up to 4 months or even above 4 months of import. That gives you security. In the event of an international shock, you can withstand that. So we signed on to the IMF program, and the agreement was that we will start building the reserves. And when you are building the reserves, you cannot be intervening on the market at the same time. And so what we call intervention budget, how much forex the Bank of Ghana can put on the market. We were restricted to only $80 million a month. $80 million a month.
Okay,
That's how much Bank of Ghana could put on the market.
Let's understand it better. When you say put on the market, what does it mean?
Put intervention.
You give it to who?
To those who are in need of dollars.
You dash them dollars?
Not though. They have to bring cedis before they get dollars. Right.
So
you
anybody at all, somebody wants to pay his child school fees, you give him dollars.
If you want that, and you have documents that can support that.
So you go to Bank of Ghana?
You go to to the commercial banks. Because Bank of Ghana doesn't just throw it onto the market.
So you go to commercial banks and
they do it through commercial
I need $100,000.
Yes.
I will give you cedis.
Yes.
Then they give it to you at that rate, at the Bank of Ghana rate.
So you enter in a bank, they advertise their rates. If you want to go in an exchange or you go to the Forex Bureau. But the bank rate is somehow different from the Forex. That's why you have multiple.
But how is Bank of Ghana able to do that? Because you have a lot of dollars?
No, because the commercial banks have savings in the Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
And so Bank of Ghana can give them. And they make the request for the dollars.
Okay.
And so they give them in exchange for their cedis. And I'm saying that during our time, we were restricted to do only $80 million a month.
Okay, so because you are intervening in the equation between dollar and cedi, you are intervening on the side of the cedi.
Yes. You are intervening
on the side of the cedi.
To favor the cedi.
To favor the cedi,
Because as you put more dollars onto the market, the cedis become
on the demand and supply.
Yes, the cedis become
so
stronger.
if you don't intervene at all, then they have to go to forex bureaus, or even wherever the commercial bank gets the dollar from, and it might be more expensive.
Yeah.
And that will affect.
They may not even have it.
They may not even have
once they don't have the dollar is scarce.
Okay, so now we understand the intervention.
And when the supply of the dollar is scarce, then
the price of the dollar will go up. So now we understand the intervention. So you said you were allowed to do what?
Only $80 million a month. We couldn't do more than that.
You put that for intervention.
And so we were building our reserves, the international reserves. By the end of 2024, we had built up to almost $9 billion United States dollars in reserves.
But why? I mean, this 2024, this is an election year.
But you said you would interrupt me.
No, so I need to clarify. Why were you obeying the IMF? How will they know if you have intervened more than 80 million?
Oh, but the IMF, have surveillance.
They are here.
They have surveillance, and then you have to report to them. every time.
But why did you accept it? This is an election year.
But you signed a program, and you have to follow the program.
Ah, okay.
If you don't follow the program, the IMF program has come to an end.
And IMF will say we are withdrawing.
Yeah.
And you are worse off.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So once you
Okay.
sign on to an IMF program, you have to implement it.
So IMF said build your reserves.
Yes.
And so you can intervene with only 80.
$80 million.
Okay, so then by the end of 2024, what happened?
We built the reserves. Bank of Ghana built up to $9 billion of reserves, which was 4 months of import cover. So we had built from less than 2 months of import cover to 4 months of import cover. And so the objective was met. And what we built was actually in excess of the IMF target for the reserves, which meant that by July, they should have allowed us to intervene more than the 80 million. But the IMF said they were still not satisfied. They wanted us to get to a certain level. So by the end of 2024, I think about the end of November or early December, they lifted the restriction.
IMF.
IMF lifted
During
the
your time
restriction.
as minister, you were still there.
They lifted the restriction.
From 80 to what?
They said we could intervene beyond that, but they didn't give us how much we could intervene, which meant that with the reserves having been built enough, we could intervene by any amount. So we lost power. We didn't stay to benefit from
That.
This new government came, the Bank of Ghana started using the reserves that we built and was intervening in billions of dollars
How much?
in the market.
How much?
Data shows that about $8 billion so far from January.
8 billion.
Yes. That gives you an average of $1 billion. And so a government
month.
that is doing $80 million a month,
8
$80
billion.
million a month, and ending the year with an exchange rate of 14 cedis to a dollar. And a government that is intervening $1 billion, average of $1 billion a month. Do you expect only 3 cedis divergence, difference between what we left and what they currently are quoting?
That's an interesting argument.
You expect
I
more.
wish the finance minister was here to challenge. This is a very interesting argument.
Yeah, but the data is there.
Data is there.
It's there.
So how much is the reserves today then?
The reserve today, they said, is about 11.8 billion.
Yeah, but that means they built.
Of
So
course,
they inherited 9 billion.
Yes.
They've spent 8 billion holding the city.
Yes.
So that's left with 1 billion.
Yeah.
So they brought in 10
No,
billion.
but more has been coming from cocoa sales,
Yes,
cocoa
yes, of
export, gold exports.
Yes,
So
yes.
yes, they have been building as they intervene.
But it means
But
they
the
haven't done
quantum-
badly
the
for
quantum-
holding 11 billion.
No, but we would have expected that if we left
9 billion.
9 billion, by now the reserve should have been more.
If they were not intervening.
Yes, it should have been more.
Is intervention, would you have done the same thing with the intervention?
Well, intervention is good sometimes where you have to balance the market. You intervene, but you don't intervene every time.
But if you
As
don't
they are-
intervene,
as they are
the dollar
currently
will
doing.
run amok.
Because
the
really,
politicians will come back on.
if you intervene excessively, you kill your export base.
Ah, yes.
And once you kill your export base, then you kill your production base. Unemployment will increase. Growth will suffer. That is why you have to balance.
Oh, so you have to achieve a balance.
Yes.
So even America sometimes devalues.
Yeah, they
even
do.
UK
They
does.
do. China devalues all the time when
Yeah,
they want to
yeah.
increase exports.
Yeah. Because the exports is the real backbone.
Yeah, it's
not the
real
imports.
No, not the imports.
The imports is
The imports
consumption.
is like you are building the economies of other countries.
And that's mainly consumption.
Creating jobs in other countries, growing their economy.
And you are just consuming.
Yeah, just
But the
consuming.
exports is generating.
Yeah, it's
growth.
generating growth and generating jobs.
I see. And bringing in income as well.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
So that is the forex story.
So if I go on the streets tomorrow and I talk to exporters, would they tell me what you are saying? Would they,
yeah, but
would they be unhappy?
you've been hearing exporters complaining.
Well, they say they're MPP exporters.
Well, that's for
That's what the
that's for the people of Ghana to judge. But exporters have been complaining.
I see.
And so that is the forex story.
Okay,
And that is why I keep saying that these guys haven't done anything, strategic. There is no any strategic policy that is guiding the foreign exchange policy.
But
And
the
let me
optics
tell you,
look better than the NPP.
yeah, of course, the optics,
look
but
better.
that is why we're saying that we should be looking at the long-term effect and not the short-term, just for purposes of the optics. Because today, cocoa prices, have increased, gold prices have increased, gold prices are above $3,000. There were times gold prices were below $1,000, and the prices of gold are very volatile. Something can happen globally, and the price will go down significantly. Now, your reserves have been depleted. What do? That is why you build reserves, to cushion you against international or external shocks. And so I'm talking about the long-term effect, because you must know that as a developing country, your dependence on gold, which has prices that are very volatile, must be balanced against shocks and what you will do to cushion yourself when you have the shocks. Remember, when our reserves decreased to less than 2 months of import cover, that was the time we lost the capital market.
What do you
That was
mean to
around-
say we lost the capital market?
Yes, following COVID, we
Okay,
lost
okay,
the capital,
okay,
international
okay,
capital
okay,
market,
okay.
right?
When we were
Yes.
not able to borrow anymore.
Yes, and also at that time, the advanced countries were increasing their interest rates, which made investment in those countries attractive. So a lot of investors from the advanced countries started reversing their investment to invest in countries that were increasing their risk. And that's what we call investment reversals. And so more forex left the economy. Okay, and so we have shortage. Yes, so we have shortage of forex in the economy, and that is why the dollar was so high relative to the cedi. Okay, and so if you don't build and have a long term in mind, any similar shocks could put you off gear, and that's why long term planning is so important.
Let's talk about inflation.
But even with that, apart from using our reserves, their current foreign exchange policy is built around what we call the gold purchase program, which the NPP